I've taken the time to share with you the most terrifying deja vu experiences three different people have lived through. If you're ready, let's begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Jason had experienced a deja vu before, but none of it compared to the dream. It began when he was 12, always the same. A narrow hallway with faded green wallpaper, dim lights humming overhead, and at the end, a wooden staircase that seemed to stretch endlessly down. Every time he'd stop at the top step, heart pounding, paralyzed by a fear he couldn't explain. And every time, he'd wake up drenched in sweat. For years, he dismissed it as a recurring nightmare. He grew up, went to college, met someone, and eventually moved in with his girlfriend, Emma. They found a rental house just outside the city, a good deal for a surprisingly large place. But the moment Jason stepped through the front door, his stomach dropped. The hallway, the wallpaper, the exact same layout from his dreams. He said nothing at first. Maybe it was a coincidence. Old homes often looked similar, right? But then came the creak, third step from the bottom, just like in the dream. That sound made him freeze every time he passed it. He started having the dream again, only now it ended differently. He would take one step down and hear a whisper from the dark below. Just one word: stay. Emma began to notice his anxiety. He finally told her everything, hoping she'd laugh it off. Instead, she looked pale. She admitted she'd been having dreams too, dreams where Jason walked down the stairs and never came back. One night at 2:33 a.m., Jason woke to footsteps, heavy, slow, moving up from the bottom of the staircase. He rushed into the hallway, but no one was there. The front door was locked, yet the air was ice cold, and the wallpaper looked darker somehow, like it had soaked up something it shouldn't have. Emma begged him to leave. He agreed. They moved out the next morning. A few weeks later, Jason got a call from the landlord. The new tenants had moved in, and the man had fallen down the stairs at exactly 2:33 a.m. Ben was 33 when it happened, a quiet, logical kind of guy who didn't believe in the paranormal until the night he walked into the wrong memory. It started with a trip to a small coastal town he used to visit as a child. The streets felt familiar, but not quite right. Shops were in the same places, but some names were slightly off. A diner he remembered as Sammy's Grill was now Sally's Kitchen. Odd, but explainable. Still, a strange sense of repetition nagged at him. He walked past the town's old phone booth, a relic that somehow hadn't been removed. As he passed, he felt a sharp jolt of fear, for no reason. Then a sound. A ringing phone from inside the booth. He froze. It was 2023. No one used those anymore. The phone rang again. Against his better judgment, Ben stepped inside and picked it up. Silence. Then his own voice whispered, "Don't walk past the church. You won't come back." He dropped the receiver. His heart pounded as he turned around and looked at the small white church just a block away. In that moment, a wave of memory, or something like it, crashed over him. He had done this before. He had picked up that phone. He had walked past the church, and he hadn't come back. Not truly. Terrified, Ben backed away from the booth. He left the town that night and never returned. Weeks later, a friend called him and asked about a postcard Ben had apparently sent from that same coastal town. The problem? Ben had never sent a postcard. Not then, not ever. And when he checked his drawer at home, the same postcard was sitting there, unstamped, unsigned. Just 4 words written in sharp, panicked handwriting. Don't trust the booth. It started on a humid July evening. Leah, a 28-year-old teacher, was driving home after visiting her parents in a nearby town. The sun had dipped below the trees, leaving the road ahead bathed in that eerie blue twilight. Her favorite indie radio station was playing, until it wasn't. The static came first. Then, a strange voice, calm and robotic, broke through. Severe thunderstorm warning for Route 17 between mile markers 32 and 45. Multiple vehicle accidents reported. Proceed with caution. Leah's hands tightened on the steering wheel. She had never heard that station give local weather alerts before, especially not in that cold, monotone voice. Still, she was on Route 17, just past mile marker 30. 2 minutes later, nothing happened. The sky was calm. The road was dry. She changed the station. Nothing unusual. Shrugging it off as a weird glitch, she kept driving. That's when she saw it. A black SUV on the side of the road, hazards blinking. A man stood next to it, waving frantically. Leah slowed down, but something in her gut screamed not to stop. Instead, she glanced at her phone. No signal. Then it hit her. She had dreamed this exact moment years ago. The blinking lights, the man's face, the blue dusk. And in the dream, she pulled over and never woke up. Her heart racing, Leah slammed her foot on the gas and sped past him. In her rearview mirror, she saw the man slowly lower his arm and smile. She drove straight home, locked her doors, and cried. Later that night, she looked up Route 17 online. A missing persons report had just been filed that evening. A young woman had disappeared in that same area, around the same time Leah had been there. The forecast had warned her. But it wasn't just weather. It was something else. Something that didn't want her to stop.